welcome to Intro Skippers. We're wearing different shirts, so it must be a different day.
It's totally a different day.
This is the podcast hosted by an entertainment reporter and an entertainer. And guess what? We love entertainment and talking about entertainment, and that's what we're talking to you about. Hi, I'm Kim.
I'm Jason. Hi.
And today we are continuing our mini episode series because things are busy.
Yeah, we're traveling and we're busy, but we don't want to miss an episode.
Yeah.
So today I explain the show Sirens.
So I've never seen the show and I don't know anything about it, but I do know that it seems to be marketed to women, and I know you to be a straight man. So what happened?
My partner is a woman, and she was like, "Hey, that looks good. Julianne Moore is a great actress.
It's true.
Let's watch that." And I said, "You know what? Sure, let's watch it." And we did. And it's a 5-episode limited series. You know, they used to call those miniseries. Now they call them limited series. Why the change? Do we know?
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it might have to do with award season designation, but it could just be something.
Well, it is nominated for an Emmy.
There you go.
So that's good. Good for them. Probably in the limited series category.
Which might be easier to game, ? But go ahead.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, look, when I did the Undeadwood soundtrack and I wanted to submit it for the Grammys, the Grammy people at the Grammys told me, "Hey, listen, you'll have a better chance of getting nominated if you put it in the instrumental category rather than the soundtrack category." So I did, and I still didn't get nominated, but I made it past the first round.
There you go.
Yeah. So
I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway. I mean, I've heard like genre straddlers often pick the one that's a little easier. And sometimes if an actor is arguably lead or arguably supporting, they'll pick the less competitive one.
Yep, that totally makes sense. Yeah. Because you'll often be like, best supporting, but they're in every scene of the entire show.
Yeah, the White Lotus.
Oh, that reminds me, I saw an amazing Baby Billy cosplayer at Dragon Con, which is Walton Goggins' character from The Righteous Gemstones, and it was amazing. Check my Instagram. You'll see the most spot-on Walton Goggins Baby Billy impersonator.
Does he do the voice?
He did, and he had his little microphone, and he also had assistants that were wearing Baby Billy's Bible Bonkers t-shirts, and was going around asking people Bible trivia questions. It was awesome.
Well,
anyway,
I appreciate a commitment to the bit.
He committed. But we're here to talk briefly about Sirens. So I actually really, really enjoyed this show. It's basically about the ultra wealthy, which, you and I love that show, Succession. That's one of the reasons why our friendship kind of blossomed. This is about, they're never at the job, but it's all about the ultra wealthy in their Hamptons-esque area. They never name where they are. And they do that on purpose. They just call it the island, but they're clearly on one of those ultra wealthy East Coast summer islands,
like Nantucket or
right. Yeah. Well, I think it's supposed to be like either off of the coast of New York or off the coast of Boston. So it's either supposed to be like Martha's Vineyard or something like that,
or the Hamptons, one of those. Okay.
So you basically have 3 main characters, Devon and Simone, who are sisters. And Devon's played by Meghann Fahy from season 2 of White Lotus. Speaking of White Lotus.
She was in another show like this on Netflix called, I think, The Perfect Couple, where it was a horrible show, but it marketed itself as being a lot like The White Lotus. And look, we have one of the best actors.
Oh, wow.
So I hope this was better.
This was way better.
Cool.
And then, of course, Julianne Moore. So the whole show starts where you see this Devon character being released from jail in Buffalo, New York. And you think that maybe she's definitely fallen on hard times. She's in disheveled clothing. Maybe she's even homeless. But then you realize she goes home and she has a father with dementia that she's taking care of. So you sort of have sympathy for her right away. But it goes to her phone and she's texting sirens over and over and over again to a number, just sirens. So you think that must be like a code word or something, right? Like, and you discover later what that code word means, but you can kind of guess early on that sirens means SOS to whoever
like
you're
police
saying.
Sirens.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they were like the sirens that sing.
Well, there's both. That comes later. So it's a double meaning with the show because Julianne Moore's character, who you'll meet a little bit later, seems to have this sort of siren-esque power. The show borders on absurdity at times. You think you're watching a regular kind of dramedy, and then the way with cameras and use of music and just the way they shoot it, it's sometimes borders on absurd, and then it's back to normal. So it's very interesting the way they did that, and I think you would enjoy it a lot. So it cuts to Devon sees that there's an edible arrangement on her front stoop, and so she walks in. And
want to hear some dumb fact?
Sure.
The Edible Arrangement Company changed their name to be just Edible.
Really?
Isn't that dumb? Edible. That's a unique thing about our food. Well, certainly no one will confuse this with edibles, which is something else.
Legal in 27 states or whatever. Something like that.
Sorry, I had to. Yeah. It's too stupid, but please go ahead.
It's okay. So the next thing you see after is Devon calls her boss at the falafel shop, who clearly is also her lover. So what you learn very quickly is that Devon is having an affair with her married boss at the falafel shop.
I think the detail that it's a falafel shop is very funny.
So she basically threatens to tell his wife about their affair unless he comes and takes care of her dad while she's going wherever she's going to go. We don't know where she's going just yet.
Jason, I think you're watching a soap opera.
Maybe. With Julianne Moore and
some A+ actors.
Yeah, exactly. And we haven't even met we haven't met Julianne Moore yet in my my explanation, and we haven't even met her husband yet. But anyway, so she bribes her boss / lover into taking care of her dad, and then the next thing you know, we see her on a bus, the back of the bus, holding this giant edible arrangement, and like eating some fruit from it, and everyone's looking at her weird because it's huge, and that's like the only thing that she has.
What a great snack.
Next thing you know, she's on a ferry. She's on a boat that's going to this island that we guess we're going to. And that's when we learn about her addiction problems, because she's smoking and a rather young, hot boat worker guy is like, hey, you can't smoke that there. And she says something along the lines of, well, I got to put something in my mouth. And then cut to her having sex with the boat guy. And then she gets to smoke her cigarette. So clearly she's got addiction problems in more ways than one.
Yeah. Watch that emphasis.
Right. So she gets off the ferry. Then we cut to this amazing estate, like the most lavish estate that you can think of, with dozens of employees, amazing gardens, a huge turret. If you think of opulence, this is it. And we see we're introduced to Simone. Simone is clearly the head assistant or basically in charge of the entire staff, but she's the assistant to Michaela, nicknamed Kiki, who is played by Julianne Moore. And you can tell that the staff hate Simone because she's always giving Michaela's orders to them, but things are always changing. We got to move these chairs there. They move 40 chairs there. You know what? Nope, we got to move 40 chairs down onto the beach now. Stuff like that. You very quickly learn how much of a bitch Simone is, who's played by Millie Alcock, who, from
Rhaenyra.
Yeah, and also the new Supergirl. Yeah. So we kind of get a window into how she can very convincingly play an American. British actors must have how to play an American school or something.
I should watch it just for the Supergirl research.
You should. Maybe that would be good just to see how she really pulls off playing an American. Once again, these British actors and their American accents.
I think she's Australian.
Even more then. All right. So what we learned very quickly is that Kiki / Michaela, if you are in like the secret, or not secret, but if you're in like the inner circle, you get to call Michaela Kiki. But if you're not, you call her Michaela. So what we learned very quickly is that Michaela Kell is married to a billionaire, and she used to be a lawyer. And you learn that she gave up her law practice to marry her now billionaire husband, who we also learned was already married when they met. And that was a whole thing. And we think that maybe she murdered the first wife. That's being hinted at. Meanwhile, the way we see Simone for the very first time is that she is leaving the house of the next door neighbor. And the next door neighbor is played by our good friend from Always Sunny in Philadelphia, who plays Dennis.
Glenn Howerton?
Glenn Howerton, yeah. And my only complaint about the show is that I can never not see Glenn Howerton as Dennis.
The characters he plays are a lot like Dennis,
yeah.
too.
And this character is not like Dennis, though. But I feel like I've just seen 10, 15 seasons. I've seen too much Sunny.
I mean, I just finished the last season, the most recent season of Sunny.
Yeah,
and you see his face, and you think, "Oh, that guy's gonna kill someone. He's a predator."
They are not good people.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, there is a you realize that their mother committed suicide. That Simone and Devon's mother committed suicide. There's a flashback scene to that. So Devon shows up in the morning at this lavish estate trying to find her sister. And the staff quickly shuffles her into a guest house to get her away. There are socialites arriving wearing the most obnoxious pastel outfits you can think of. It's like a special summer season that I don't fully understand, where on an August 12th you have to wear.
Is this like a
turquoise.
White party? What is this?
No, it's like turquoise or something. I don't know. But basically what you learn is that Kiki rules the roost. She has a bird sanctuary charity that she is running, and this is one of the events for her bird sanctuary. And then she's about to let loose Bartleby the falcon, the peregrine falcon. She's going to let him loose into the world, and they have this ceremony, and they gang read poetry together, and you realize, okay, there's something a little bit off here. There's something deeper happening here. And we still haven't even met her husband, because he supposedly is in Japan.
Okay, so just to make things clear, Millie Alcock's character and Meghann Fahy's character are sisters.
Right.
And Simone, Millie, works for Julianne Moore, who is Michaela.
/ Kiki, depending on who you are. Yeah.
And
they make a really big deal out of that. Like, oh, I'm allowed to call her Kiki. Yeah.
And Glenn Howerton, who plays Ethan, he is having an affair with who?
Well, he's a single guy. He's a playboy. And so he's dating...
I'm sure Dennis would love to think of himself that way.
Yeah. So he's secretly dating Simone.
Why is it a secret?
Because Simone works for Kiki and she feels that Kiki would freak out if she found out that she's dating the next door neighbor.
Oh, that doesn't make sense to me, but okay.
Because Kiki is completely controlling. They show them together every second. They jog together. They drink special smoothies together. They do every single thing. So like from 7 a.m. onward, Kiki and Simone are together. They even, you learn in episode 2, sometimes if Kiki is having a dramatic episode of some sort, Simone will sleep in the bed with her. It's very strange. Yeah.
You know, I saw a job post for something similar to this where it's like you basically always live with this billionaire and they seem crazy. And my friends and I were laughing about it. But I guess it's, depicted in a hit show.
Yeah, I guess it does happen in certain circles.
Okay, so let's get back on board. What happens next?
Okay, so what happens next is, so Devin has shown up at basically the worst possible time. And Simone's like, what are you doing here? Like, Devin doesn't even know anything about Simone's job other than she used the return address from the edible arrangement to find her. So you get the idea very quickly. They haven't seen each other for years. Simone wants nothing to do with Devin or with the dad. And
the dad? Oh, their dad?
Their dad, who's, remember, suffering from dementia.
Oh, I see. Yes.
So Devin's like, hey, listen, I'm taking care of Dad all by myself. He's getting worse and worse. The medication's not really working much anymore. I need help. I need help from you. Like, will you please come home and help? And she's like, I don't want to have anything to do with him. I don't want to have anything to do with you. Stay in this guest house while this event is happening, and we're going to send you back in the morning, kind of thing. In the meantime, one of the other staff members is taking a liking to her and is kind of making sure that she's okay. Let me pull up the IMDb on that. I can't remember the name of that character right now.
Is it Raymond?
Yep,
Jose?
It's Raymond.
I pulled up the cast too because I was like, look at these stars.
I know. Yeah. So many stars.
So bright they shine.
So it's Jose. So it's the Jose character. So the Jose character, you can tell who doesn't like Simone, but you can also tell he's kind of trying to keep the peace with everyone. So that's played by Felix Solis. And Jose tries to be as nice as he can to Devin, but still knows, hey, I'm here to make sure that everything runs smooth. So Devin tries to basically kidnap Simone and take her away. Like, hey, you're clearly in a cult. Let's get you out of here. Then Simone has a panic attack and hides from everyone. They're going to reveal to Kiki the affair that she has with Ethan, and she knows that's going to destroy her life. And so Devin convinces Kiki, hey, I'll stay, and I'll sort of help Simone through this. And then they give Devin a makeover and give her all these pastel things. And then you meet who the dad is, of course, played by probably the biggest star of the whole thing, Kevin Bacon. Kevin Bacon is our billionaire, everybody.
One degree of separation.
And he's just come back from, that's right. Yeah. And he's just come back from Japan, or so we've said. And he brings Kiki a special chocolate from a special place in Japan. And she's like, oh, you got this from the Tokyo store? He's like, yep, we made a special stop just at this Tokyo store so I could bring you this special chocolate. And
Okay.
she's a little skeptical, and then you realize that she's not sure that this exact box is from Tokyo. So the next thing you see is Simone calling the Tokyo store and saying, yes, we would like overnighted the special chocolate. We know how much that costs. Just charge us, send it overnight. And that gets discovered a little bit later, that the ribbon is slightly different.
No.
The ribbon is matte from the present that he gave her, and the ribbon is shiny from the Tokyo store. So
no way. The audacity.
I know. So she thinks that Peter, I forgot to mention his name's Peter, that Peter is having an affair. And what really is revealed is that Peter is actually visiting his son, because his son and his son's wife are having a child. And so he's going to be a grandfather. He is a grandfather, and he's going to the christening of his grandson, who you've learned that Kiki has basically stopped him from talking to the children from his first marriage for 10 years. Yeah. Yeah. So it just gets more and more and more absurd. I know this is supposed to be a mini episode, and here I am, talking for 20 minutes about it.
Well, not so easy, is it?
It isn't. What I think is, do you want me to talk about the ending, or should you? It seems like you might want to see this, so maybe I could keep the ending a secret. I might want to see
it, but why don't you give me like a short wrap up of the ending? Because again, I like spoilers. So.
Okay, right. Well, what happens is that Ethan wants to propose to Simone. So, not realizing, he's like, I'm this is going to be real. I want to propose to Simone. This isn't just a summer fling. Not realizing that her father suffers from dementia, he takes his private plane to Buffalo and flies in her dad to ask for her hand in marriage.
You don't have to do that.
And it is a horrible affair. Everything goes wrong. And Simone discovers that, Kiki decides, something happens where Kiki decides that Simone's just got to be out. She's lied to me too many times. She lied to me about her affair with Ethan, and this is it. She's out. So, we slowly start to meet Peter, Kevin Bacon's character, and we realize that Kiki was a lawyer for his company, was part of an arbitration, and then they fell in love. He left his first wife for her. She basically ruled his life, as we know. Then he decides he wants to have a divorce. And so the way billionaires divorce their wives is they just they just kind of arrange for them not to go into the room with him anymore. But I remember what happened. So he decides he's going to go off the grid for a little bit. He's enough with all of this crazy stuff. So Kiki sends Simone to find him. Simone chases after Peter, finds him. He's fishing for clams. They go cohogging, as they call it, cohogging for clams. Mm-hmm. And guess what? Peter kisses Simone, the assistant.
What?
Yeah.
She's too young for both of those men.
Exactly. So she immediately, she's like, no, I can't believe you did that. Turns out there was paparazzi following. So even though she immediately rejected him, paparazzi is following them and gives a photo of Peter kissing Simone to Kiki, who she then puts in a safe, and she's going to use this as leverage. So she fires Simone for kissing her husband, even and doesn't believe her when she said, no, I rejected him. And she said, that doesn't matter because you're a threat to my marriage. So you've got to go. But then Peter decides that you've been controlling my life for 10 years. You've kept me away from my kids for 10 years. So we're going to have a divorce. He gets Jose to use another secret code to get the photo out of the safe. He's like, you were going to use this against me. And that's it. He's like, I want a divorce. So she's gone. She's on the boat. Like, they're immediately divorced. And now the way I don't want to say how it totally ends, because you're going to be sort of shocked and sort of annoyed at the ending, maybe, or maybe you'll think, oh, this is cool. So I'm going to leave it as a cliffhanger. But I'm
just going to read it myself. You can't stop me.
Okay. All right. Well, don't read it out loud. Let people discover it for themselves.
And then a dragon shows up, and Simone tames the dragon and rides around on the dragon. It's House of the Dragon.
I would believe it. Yeah.
Okay.
So there we go. That's Sirens.
So something weird happens. The end.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I need to know the ending.
Well, you think that Simone has realized her mistakes, and that, working for billionaires as a weird, like, 24/7 companion is a strange thing to do. And maybe I should go back to Buffalo and be with my sister and my dad and get the hell out of this place. But no, instead, she decides that she's going to be with Peter.
Okay.
And that's how it ends. She drinks the Kool-Aid, and she's now going to be...
she's a Stepford wife too now, in a way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, Millie.
I know. What are you going to do?
Probably watch this on an airplane, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, it was compelling enough to watch all 5 episodes, but I wouldn't... Look, I mean, it was nominated for an Emmy, right? And that was like another sort of hook point. Like, Julianne Moore's in it. Kevin Bacon's in it. We know Julianne Moore always picks really good things for the most part. Got nominated for an Emmy. Let's try it. We kind of binged through it. And, it had its moments for sure. I did not like the ending. It did not stick the landing by a long shot.
Oh, no.
Yeah. But,
too bad.
But the journey was fun while it lasted. You get to see a lot of, like, weird rich people stuff, and just see how when people have unlimited wealth, the absurdity that happens, and the kind of when people have no fear, how they act. It's wrong.
I think it's bizarre that Meghann Fahy has starred in 2 Netflix series about the ultra rich living on the coast, having affairs, being weird. It's also that they're kind of not great. Because I looked up the other one. It's The Perfect Couple.
Okay.
Which I watched because I thought it would be like The White Lotus. It isn't. I think it's really bad, actually. It stars Nicole Kidman.
Right. You think?
Liev Schreiber. Dakota Fanning.
Yeah.
Sam Nivola. Like, these are actors who I think are really good. And again, Meghann Fahy is in a pivotal role in this. And it's pretty bad. And it's a limited series, and it's on Netflix, and it came out in 2024. Does Meghann Fahy just do one of these every year now?
I mean, maybe. And I don't blame her. Like, everybody's got to eat, right?
But Meghann is not a bad actor. She could do better stuff.
Maybe she'll get there. I mean, also maybe this is commentary on the state of Hollywood right now.
Give Meghann Fahy a better role.
Let's start a petition.
It sounds very actionable. All right. Well, thanks, Jason.
Yeah.
I think I might actually watch this on the plane.
Okay.
I think it's a plane watch.
On the plane?
The plane.
You're about to get on?
That I'm going to take.
I mean, you're going to have a long plane ride, so yeah.
I'm not going to watch it at home.
Okay.
I'm going to watch it on the plane.
Watch it on the plane. Let me know what you think. And I think you'll see what I'm talking about when there are these moments of absolute absurdity that happen that are very strange, and then it sort of brings you right back into reality. It's an interesting watch.
All right. Well,
okay.
Thanks for sharing, and that does it for mini episode 2 of 3. Stay tuned for next week, where we will discuss something.
All right. See you then.
Bye.
Bye.
Intro Skippers with Jason Charles Miller and Kim Horcher is produced and edited by Kim Horcher and Jason Charles Miller. The name order doesn't really matter. Additional writing by Kim Horcher. Theme song and incidental music by Jason Charles Miller. Take it away, me. You can rate and review this show, 5 stars only please, anywhere you'd like, and you might find your review read on a future episode. Got a question? Email us at introskipperspod@gmail.com. That too could be featured on a future episode. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to Intro Skippers on your favorite podcast platform, but preferably one we're actually on. All right, thanks for getting this far. Here's a special treat just for you. I'm gonna stop talking.